Welcome to the Media Nerds Podcast. I'm Dan Dedemonker.
And I'm Kenton Larson.
We're going to talk about TikTok this week. I've been doing a lot of cool things on there, and of course, Kenton is as well. And he's had his students on TikTok and other platforms, I believe, but mostly TikTok, posting videos. And of course, as does happen every year, you've had a few students go viral with your assignment. So we're going to hear about that. And I have had, Kenton, my first paid gig, as it were, on TikTok. So I'm currently running a campaign for a trivia company, a trivia game, who approached me to make videos about their game, and I'm being paid to do it. So this is my first officially paid gig as a TikToker. So I do feel like I could call myself a TikToker now. Is that weird?
Well, I mean, there's two. You can make money as a creator for yourself, or you can make money or get paid to be a creator for someone else. So I think it's all legit.
But we don't have the option in Canada to make money just based on our views, because the creator fund is not available here. The TikTok is kind of stingy about that. We're not the ones who wanted to ban you, TikTok. No. Come on. Like, we're okay. Although we did want you to close down your offices. Apparently that was something that they were asked to do.
Wow. Right. How is this worse than like X or something? That's a whole debate in and of itself.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, despite almost being banned a few months ago, that's when we were last talking about this, in January, TikTok continues to flourish. It continues to grow. My channel continues to grow. I keep getting new followers every day. I still have a great community who responds to my videos. It's going really well. And I've started also, because of that whole banning thing, I've started posting my content elsewhere. So it's finally forced me to break out of TikTok. And now I'm posting on Instagram, which has changed. It's all of this has kind of been adapted. Instagram's had to adapt. Blue Sky has had to adapt. I'm also on Blue Sky, and of course Threads. And by the way, TikTok Notes is dead. TikTok Notes is gone. Did you know this?
What? I just posted on it yesterday.
Yeah, it's gone. It'll be gone soon. TikTok Notes I'm talking about, not TikTok. So Notes is their Instagram copy. Basically, it's like photos only, right? You have not got a notification saying that it's going to be shut down, and they're asking people to go to Redbubble or some, or Red8 or some kind of a weird
No, I have not got that message.
Okay, that is apparently what is happening. They are shutting it down.
No, nothing. There it is. There's everybody in the gym looking in the mirror and taking pictures of themselves, just like every other day.
The problem. I think they've just given up on that type. I think they tried to compete with each other, and now they have to realize they each have their own space to occupy within this whole social media landscape. Yeah. Stay in your lane, TikTok. Don't worry about what Instagram is doing. Instagram is also trying to do everything, and they're, I think, failing at it as well. Yeah. But how have you been finding TikTok lately, Kenton?
Well, so I gave my students a TikTok assignment. It's content marketing. Although I give them a choice, you can do 3 TikToks or YouTube shorts, or you can do of no given length, or you can post more than that. But for the purpose of the assignment, three links in the assignment to the ones that you like the most for whatever criteria you like, or you can do a single YouTube or Vimeo video for minimum 3 minutes, or longer if you like, but you get 10 out of 10 on the analytics part of the assignment. So the whole assignment's out of 30. You get 10 out of 10 if you get one that goes to 1 million views or more. Mm-hmm. And right now, one student got 1 million views, so she's got her 10 out of 10. Another student skyrocketed to 700,000 views, and it just stopped dead. Like, I've never seen anything like it. Like, so close. Like, I would have put money on it.
She gets 7 out of 10 then?
And she it's an all or nothing.
Right, I got you.
And she actually said to me, she goes, yeah, it's going pretty well. I got 700 on the one I posted yesterday. I was like, oh, I got 700 on mine too. I don't know what's going on. She's like, no, 700,000. I felt like, oh, okay, well, that's not what I was talking about, but good for you. So what I've been so it's interesting. It's an interesting experiment, and I won't know the analytics until next week when they have to write an analysis of what happened. Mm-hmm. But I think it's interesting that you have a group of about 60 people or so. One out of 60 has gone viral, which is kind of interesting, which I think is interesting odds. Maybe more. Last year we had 2. So we'll see what happens, if more happens. My stuff was doing better than it's ever done. I was posting lots of Canadian stuff, and people,
Yeah.
but I'm getting lots of advice. You should put a Canadian flag in your bio. Somebody says to me, I'm like, you should shove it up your butt. I was just getting like, I was sort of hitting these, and I have nothing against the flag in the bio, by the way, but it's just like, I hate people telling me what to do, like on a social media platform. Like, come on.
Mhm.
So that stuff is controversial a little, but I was mostly 99% were people agreeing with me and stuff. So great. So great. That was kind of nice. So the second I start doing content marketing and the client is Juicy Fruit. So the second I start doing that, you can actually see in my analytics chart. Oh, and that's called TikTok Studio, if people don't know that. So in my analytics graph, it's like goes way up when I start doing the Canada stuff, and then Juicy Fruit, like right back down. And
Why
and
did this?
I did an experiment this week. The last 2 videos I did were not Juicy Fruit related, and they did better again.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think, and I started by posting, look, my students are doing a content marketing. I still did it as a joke. I still did it as a piece of content that I hope was entertaining. But maybe the algorithm was like, oh, they're doing some class thing, or they're doing like, this teacher thinks blah, 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 or this content marketer thinks blah, blah, blah. And we'd rather that they just buy an ad or something. So we're going, like, my student who did well because she said the teacher said I get 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Like, she
Right?
flat out asked
Right.
people to
Yeah.
make your video go viral so that she would get 10 out of 10. And people said, okay, because they all wanted to stick it to the teacher. That's really the driving force behind that one. That was like, she really tapped into something there. And she said, okay. And this has happened before. I've seen this happen where people say, my teacher said they'll give me 100%, and it goes viral. Something I noticed happening in the comments of that one where people were saying boost and putting a little question saying Mac or PC, or giving a kind of a choice. What do you like, this or that better? And so there's people like talking and arguing about different things like that in the comments. That makes the viral video go more viral because of all the activity. So there's a huge loop of those going on. I don't know where that came from. I guess people are trying to help, like, make it go viral.
Yeah.
But it did seem like, I don't, nothing, like, again, it's very clever in a way just to kind of tap into that zeitgeist of like foiling the teacher, but it's also like probably the first thing she thought, right? It's also like, this is good, let's do this. And that's okay. TikTok is a place that lets you do that. Like the whole first idea, worst idea, you don't know until you post it on TikTok.
You have no idea.
Right? That's the problem. Now, what I think happened with you is that you post a certain kind of content and a certain kind of, you've got your sense of humor and jokes, and I really enjoy it. Actually, I love seeing your Facebook, my TikTok feed.
And right back at you. But you know what? We like seeing people we know in real life on there.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that not that, but it's usually mostly your face, from like I remember. For the like your videos all kind of, it's you talking about something and maybe you cut away, but it's back to you. I guess you did do that with the Juicy Fruit. But I think it was because it could tell that you were focused on the Juicy Fruit and it wasn't your regular stuff. And what happens is if you start doing something different, the algorithm, if people like it right away, it will go up, and then it'll want you to keep doing it more. But if nothing happens, it'll just kind of go flat, and you'd have to keep doing it over and over again and see if it hits. And if it hits, it'll go well. But if it doesn't, then you have to kind of give up and try something else.
I have a separate problem that I'll tell you about now. And that is, now when I post videos, almost every time it says content under review.
Yes, that's a normal part of the process.
Okay, well, I never had it until this week. And I think I posted a Wayne Gretzky video where I threw his puck in the garbage can. And that was the one that did the best. That did the best by far for me for the past, like, whatever, since the new year. Right. Like, it's a promotional puck, and it's signed by Wayne Gretzky for his wine. And I'm just like, put the biscuit in the basket. What does it mean? So I just throw it in the garbage can. I don't say, I didn't make a big heavy-handed thing about it, but definitely people were mad, and I saw my chance to get a bigger boost. So I trolled them a little, and I felt bad about it after, but So I deleted some of them after the fact. But I basically be like, somebody would go, I bet you $500 that's just a promotional puck. And then I'd say, it is a promotional puck, and I didn't say otherwise. You owe me $500. Then the person would come back, and be like, screw you, or whatever. And I was like, okay. And I was actually having fun with it. But then at the end of the day, I was like, I don't know. Maybe I just should be nicer to people. Like I sort of
Yeah.
like what, like, is it worth it to get this boost? So at the end of the day, I deleted some of it, but I'm quite sure that I think what people probably flagged me, or they said I was mean, or whatever, however you flag it on TikTok. And so now I think TikTok's like making sure that what I'm posting is okay. So anywhere between 5 minutes to an hour, my content's under review. And
Does it take that long, really? An
yes,
hour?
and
Oh.
sometimes. And I noticed with yours, when you do we've talked about this, you do the horror movies, and I didn't even realize that it was hiding them from me, because it would say this is like explicit content. And I was like, well, I don't want to see explicit content. So I didn't look. Well, yeah, well, I was like, well, yeah, because and if you, God forbid, if you see something like I did this morning, I saw something on X this morning that some guy is promoted, and it was horrible. It was a picture of his naked body in the mirror. It was horrible. So I reported it. So I'm like, no, reported. Later in the day, I see the same ad. I'm like, oh no, like because I clicked to report it. Now it thinks I like this.
Oh,
so
no.
so yeah, so you had something similar. But but I don't even know if you know. Like, do you know it when they hide something?
Okay, so what happens is it doesn't do that right away. Now, I always had the experience of sometimes having 2 minutes to an hour a video. Sometimes the video takes that long to go through. It never said content under review, though. That's a new thing that it always says. And sometimes it only says it on mine for like a couple of seconds, and then it's gone. So it is basically, they're just kind of making it more transparent. Like, we're having the algorithm scan your content to make sure it's okay. That's kind of what they're letting people know, that that's a part of it. I think that was always part of the process. I would be very frustrated sometimes when I would upload a video and it would sit there at like 99% or something forever, and it would not upload. I know I've heard other people complaining about it on TikTok, and I would just be like, I'm not going to complain about it, because TikTok hates that too. The worst thing you can do about this is to complain about it on TikTok, because that's a whole other thing. Yeah, and so I don't know that at the time. I post it, I upload it, I go on my day, and then I don't know until I come back later. And sometimes that takes a day or two for that to come down, that little kind of thing on it. And it says like graphic content or whatever. And I don't get a notification about that. And it just puts it on there. I can appeal it. I tried once to appeal it, because the reason it's being put on there is because I use movie trailers for a lot of my videos, for my movie review videos. And those movie trailers often will have bad guys with guns. They will often have, maybe even some of the horror movie trailers actually have like blood and stabby things and stuff like that. So it's not for kids generally, right? So they're trying to get ahead of that. They're trying to get ahead of the mess that YouTube went through a while back when they had all that inappropriate content that kids were seeing. So they're trying to like kind of balance it out a bit. I don't mind it. What that means, though, is that will never get into the FYP. So those videos will never go out to a wider audience. It will only stay within my own like people that follow me, and that's it. It won't like go viral, but it's weird because sometimes some videos do go viral that I post that are like, I think they could have been flagged and it didn't flag them. So it's not always consistent about it. Sometimes it flags something that I think, but the one time I did try to appeal it, it said no. It said, no, I think this is still inappropriate. I'm like, all right, what are you going to do? It doesn't affect anything else. So
there's nothing you can do.
Now, I'm doing this campaign, which I think is really cool. It's a lot of fun, and so that basically was this couple who has developed this game, Cinema Circuit, on WFH Games. I'll put the link in the. Hey, let's make this podcast also brought to you by WFH.
This is content marketing now.
It is. As part of the deal, I offered them a guest spot on my podcast, my TikTok friends, which I'm bringing back. They said they would think about it. People are often reluctant about coming on podcasts, Kenton. Some people just don't enjoy it. I don't know. I don't understand.
I'll think about it.
Well,
what are there to think about?
So here's what happened, and I won't get into the actual numbers of it, but basically they came to me and said, they messaged me, and they followed me, and I didn't even see it because it was on like the hidden part of the messages, right? You have to like go through it or see it. So I didn't see it at first, and then I had to go in there and talk and see them. So I friended them, and then I could talk to them, and they said, would you be interested in doing some content around our game? Here's an example of some other stuff that people have done. They charge us this much per video. Would that be in your price range? And I said, yeah, but I don't want to like to do like it was not a ton of money per video. And to do one video, I would be like not making a lot of money really. So what it is, I said, well, what if I did 10 videos, but it worked out to something like half the price of what they were charged. Like if I give them more content, but like spread it out, it worked out to being like half the cost per video of what, and so they get all this content about their game. And they said, in addition to that, I'll do 3 lives that I've already done 2 of them. They've gone, okay. They can do better. I'm using it as an opportunity to teach myself how to go live, because that's another part of this that I've struggled with. I used TikTok Live Studio last night, Kenton, to do my live, although I had to use my clunky old EC from upstairs because they don't work on Macs. But it worked. And I was playing movie trivia games and doing some stuff, and I had a few people. I'm still trying to figure out how to, like, I think the key to a live is you just have to keep doing it and doing it and doing it. People will start to show up. So I'm going to start doing that on a regular basis, using my computer for that kind of stuff. So that was the second one. And I'm going to do one more next week with my friend Faison Games, who lives in Arizona. He's going to come on with me and do some movie trivia as well. So that's part of the package deal. And then I also offered them a chance to come on the podcast, talk about what they do, why they made the game, you know, how it all works, and kind of explain a little bit. And the game is, by the way, kind of a 6 Degrees about Kevin Bacon kind of a thing, where it's like it generates 2 celebrities, 2 actors basically. And for the first one, you see every movie they've been credited in, and the other one you don't see any of their films, and you have to try to connect them in as few steps as possible. So it's a lot of fun. It can really be challenging sometimes.
No, that's great. Good for you for experimenting with that. Like I'm not, for whatever reason, it's just the live video isn't as interesting to me. We did that live one once from after we saw Star Wars, one of the Star Wars. Remember?
That was before TikTok. I think that might have been that was, what was that one called with the little animal? It was like a little animal for the mascot. Do you remember that one? It was like Vine and something else. It was a possum or something.
Oh,
what was it called?
Yeah, it just came back. Like, I just remembered it.
Was it Marmot? Is it Mermaid? Oh, let's say Marmot. Something like that.
Oh, I forgot. And you could actually look. You could look and see where the person, anywhere in North America, there's a little pin in the map. Yeah. Yes. I like that for a while. I liked it.
I don't know. Anyway,
it went away. That was good. That was actually a good app. Yeah.
Well, and then all that stuff, there was a little bit of a surge in live streaming then, and now it's kind of settled down to like YouTube, TikTok, Twitch is a major live streamer. And I also heard YouTube is going all in on that stuff and really like looking to help people create content. I'm starting to do more on my YouTube channel. I basically started posting all of my TikTok content to my YouTube Shorts feed. So basically it just kind of mirrors my YouTube Shorts. And I got to get better at like, basically, I have to post a video and then take that video, post it to YouTube Shorts, copy and paste the description. YouTube Shorts has like 100 characters for the description, which really sucks. So I have to cut it down. It's basically time for like I got room for like a statement and 1 hashtag, and that's it. But those can get pretty good views. Those have gotten up to like 400 views in Shorts every once in a while. All my movie review videos seem to do pretty well on there. I've got 400 subscribers. I've grown my subscribers by about 50 in the last 2 months just by posting on a regular basis. When I get my first paycheck from this campaign, I'm going to take that money and put it into boosting my content. So that money is only going to stay within like me doing this stuff. So I'm going to pay for some boosts on YouTube, pay for some boosts on TikTok, see where that gets me. As far as getting a new audience goes, because I think that has to be part of it. These guys, like they have to make money somehow. This is how they're going to do it. And I would like to see them getting more, like YouTube giving more of the revenue to the app, to the person creating the content. Because I think right now they take like 60% of the revenue, they give 40 to the content creator. It should be 50-50 at least, if not more, towards the creator. But anyway, I think, you have to pay for boosting. You have to pay to get some exposure. And that's what I'm going to do next. So I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to try, I really want to try and start creating specific content for the YouTube channel. I'm working on a couple different video essay type things where I'm going to do longer form video essay about things like the death of movie theaters, why no one's going to the theater anymore. What else was one? I was going to do one about Keanu coming to Winnipeg. That was another idea I had, to tell the story about when Keanu came here, because I went to one of the shows.
Yes, so did I.
Oh, nice. I should gather some stories about that.
Not just that, but me and my mom went for lunch and Keanu was eating there.
Nice.
I got a great story about my mom meeting Keanu Reeves. It's a good
Oh, that's
story.
so cool.
Yeah, yeah.
That's very cool.
Well,
Yeah, that kind of stuff. So I want to start making that kind of stuff and have more time to dedicate it. What I'm doing now is I'm doing basically compilations. So whenever I do like a series of movies on TikTok, I'm
yeah.
putting those all together in like one video. Like I just did my Free Willy series, which do those videos do very well on TikTok. Those Free Willy videos all have like tens of thousands of views because people like Free Willy. I don't know. So I
One.
put them all together into one video. I put that on YouTube, and it's got like 2 views right now. So it doesn't work the same on the different
Well,
channels.
well, Dan, there's a little movie called The Water Horse, which I think you should check out.
Oh,
You know
okay.
The Water Horse?
No.
Okay, it's like Free Willy. It's a supernatural. It's an ET ripoff. And there was a clip that went viral, and I think even America's Funniest Videos picked it up with a little boy having just watched the movie, bawling his eyes out, going, "Ma, it's the water." He's like huffing and puffing. He's like, "It's the most magical movie ever made." And the mom's like, "Should we buy it?" And he goes, "Can we? Can we buy it?" And he's just like so enamored of the film. I wonder if that's still online somewhere. Anyway, it's like to this day, and the kid's like laying on the couch having just watched it. And to this day, I think I sometimes when I'm laying on the couch, I think of that kid screaming, "It's the water." And so if Free Willy does well, maybe the Water Horse is like an undervalued SEO.
I'll try it. I'll
Yeah,
try it. I'll go give it
yeah,
a shot.
yeah.
Why not?
And I
That's
think there's
interesting.
I actually think there's real actors in it and everything. Like I think it actually had a budget.
Vaguely familiar. I'm sure I saw it at
Yeah.
Blockbuster on the shelf. Like I'm sure I'm aware of it.
Paid, earned, shared, owned is a part of any marketing strategy. And I do not ban my students from paying to boost their video
Oh,
if
okay.
if they wanted to, if they wanted their free 10 out of 10, it
Yeah.
wouldn't be free, but you could put money behind your video and post it, and that would not be cheating because that's part of a marketing strategy. The other thing you could do, earned media, is publicity. So the other thing you could do is go to all the papers, the traditional media, the papers, go to the traditional media and tell them, look at this incredible TikTok channel I've got where I'm doing that, where my teacher challenged me, and you might pick up some publicity. People might come in there and see what you're doing. Like this is part of what you do as a marketer is you think about paid, earned, shared, owned. And owned is just you post it, you see what happens. Okay.
They would love
That's what most people do.
the student whose video went viral. They would love
Yeah.
that on like CTV Morning Live. I can tell you that they love those kinds of stories, right? Where they're just like,
Yeah.
yeah, a local person done good kind of a thing. So
Yeah.
stories are
And
good.
I'm also going to point out one other thing about her, and that is when she heard we were doing this in class, it was like she was possessed by the TikTok algorithm, and she just started shooting. Like, and so I asked her in a subsequent class, like, it was like you knew, like you needed to do it right then and there. You had an idea in your mind before we even fleshed out our ideas, which is what we were doing in that class. I was like, how did you know? And she couldn't really explain it. So I'm going to explain it by saying she was possessed by the TikTok algorithm
There
that
you go.
spoke to her somehow telepathically and told her what to do. Now, the only other app that I've used when the TikTok ban was there, I tried Red Note,
Oh yeah.
which is the Chinese. It's kind of TikTok. It's kind of, and I think people were using it to just to show the American government.
Yeah.
Like, you don't like that, this
Stick to the
Chinese app?
government app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll use this Chinese app instead, which isn't banned, like just to show them how porous a policy that is.
Yep.
And so I joined it, and people are much nicer, I'm gonna say, in China to each other on this social media, on this particular social media. And I noticed people posting saying, "Welcome to Americans and Canadians," not knowing that it wasn't banned in Canada, but welcoming people to the app, and people explaining like, this isn't for political arguments. This isn't for whatever. This isn't for hot takes. This isn't for the, and of course, each American that like lands there is full of hot takes and political views. So it was almost like the tale of two cultures. I haven't looked at it in recent times. My only follower is one of our students who I also follow on Red Note. And I got a few messages for people in that which I had to translate into English. that said, let's be friends, let's be Red Note friends, or something like that. So there's, you know, generally nice people on there, and it was fine. It was fine for an experiment, but now that TikTok's back, don't really need to use it.
Yeah, and I have been continuing to post my stuff on Blue Sky and
Yeah.
Instagram. So Instagram I stopped doing my trivia videos there because it had a 1.5 minute time limit. That's gone now. So now the time limit's gone. Blue Sky also recently upgraded, so now you can upload videos directly to Blue Sky. And I upload my videos directly to Blue Sky. 3 minutes is the limit, so I make sure that I keep my videos under 3 minutes. They don't appear to do much over there. Like I don't have a lot of followers on Blue Sky, so it's not. It's like the company that's sponsoring me is there, so they're happy to see it and see it out there, and they're retweeting me and sharing things. But like the majority of the campaign is happening on TikTok, right? I'm just kind of posting these other places because I can. Instagram and Threads appear to be the same thing. I don't understand what the difference is between them, and I think that Threads is going to be gone soon. I feel like, well, maybe not, because there seems to be a lot of people there, but I just don't understand what I'm doing there. I don't understand why. Half the time it's like I'm there because Instagram sent me over there because it has these little things saying this is happening on Threads. So I go over to Threads. There's another thing saying send me back to Instagram. So I don't know what the hell. It's like the whole thing should be all together in one if they're going to do that.
It's there because Mark Zuckerberg wanted to stick it to X when people were abandoning it. It was the first wave of that, and he saw like any business person, he saw that opportunity and took that opportunity. But you're right. Like, it's just like, although, you know, in the past little while, I've had a few things that gained traction on both of them. And I think one of the times my thread must have showed up in Instagram. There's no other way to explain how that got so many people looking at it. But you're right. I think now I'm using all three apps, X, Threads, and Blue Sky. And I do some degree of cross posting. In other cases, I don't, like, just to see what's going to happen. But it's true that X has the most trolls. That's true. And it's also true Blue Sky is getting more trolls because they go to where the action is to troll people. Okay. Oh, there's more of that. I don't know that we need three. If I didn't work in communications, I wouldn't have three. There's no doubt about it. I would just delete two of them.
Well, I'm certainly off of X. I've been off of X for years now.
Yeah.
Instagram, again, the thing is, I post to Instagram and it goes nowhere. It goes to the people who follow me. I have the same 3 people like my posts every day who like and follow me. So it doesn't feel like there's anything happening there. Whereas if I post the same video on TikTok, every day brings me a new follower. Every day I get a new follower on TikTok. Every day there's a new person commenting. That the algorithm gets it out to the people who want to see it, and Instagrams does not do that. So I barely
look at Instagram. I barely look at it now. Yeah. It just became, and then they started to make it a hybrid of a bunch of other apps, and it's just not as good. It's not as good as it once was. I still like. If weirdly enough, I use Instagram to get concert announcements. Is sometimes where you see them the most, where you notice them the most, because it's like the one thing is you can only see one post per screen. So you've got your screen open, you only see one post at a time. So it helps you notice things. So that part's good. But sometimes I see people taking vacations, and you're like, well, who cares? And it's a lot of that. It's a lot of who cares. A lot of like just whatever, you know? So I think, TikTok has that algorithm. It makes it more exciting and interesting.
I guess we still haven't seen. Go ahead.
90% of my 90% of my views on TikTok come from the For You page.
Yeah,
90-some percent.
That's interesting because yours are so short and like kind of like very quick, right? And I think that helps you in that.
There isn't a lot of video to watch based on what I post. But TikTok gives me advice saying, consider going over a minute next time. It gives me like these little tips.
Well, it wants more longer videos because that helps the algorithm for longer videos. And I get why they always say that. But the short videos do better. Like when I do my pulling it out of the DVD bin videos, those are 15 seconds long. Those get me a couple thousand views easy. If not, like it used to get me hundreds of thousands of views. It just doesn't go over that well anymore. I would have to get another argument going in the comments for it to get up to that again. So we'll see what happens next time I pull something out of there. That's part of the fun of that, though.
Yeah, that's right. It's the surprise of what's going to come out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. A good way to start a video.
I had a great one, and I inadvertently deleted the video, but I walked by the bin and it had two stuffed animals in there. It's like a Minnie Mouse and a Spider-Man stuffed animal. I had arranged them and said hello, Minnie and Spider-Man, something like that. I talked to them and I reached in between them to pull the movie out, and then I somehow deleted the footage so that I couldn't. And then the movie was Will Ferrell, John C. Riley, three-pack of those three movies they did. I know that's not good.
That's
I was gonna
hard. That's a bad weekend watching the whole that.
Yeah. Anyway,
Step Brothers. Step Brothers is one of them.
Step Brothers. Yeah. No, Talladega Nights, Step Brothers, and the Holmes and Watson one they did. Holmes and Watson. Anyway,
I've seen all of them. I've seen all of them. Yes. You know what's funny about that? I kind of didn't enjoy any of them.
I don't mind Talladega Nights. I'll say Talladega Nights because I like what's his face in that. Sacha Baron Cohen is in that. He's hilarious. So there's aspects of that that are very, very funny. But yeah, those other two are not great.
Although, you know, I will say they all have elements that are funny. I won't go so far as to damn them and say they're horrible, but generally I would never want to see them again. But they do have times where they're funny.
I think Step Brothers is overrated. People love Step Brothers too much.
No, I agree.
All right, let's finish up with some recommendations. Since we're already talking about how much we love and hate movies, let's do some recommendations. I'll start by saying that I'll start by saying one and I'll give another one. But this is my opportunity to talk about the finale of Severance. You haven't watched it yet.
No.
On Apple TV Plus. I'm not going to spoil anything for you. I'll just say the second season finale of Severance made me feel every human emotion imaginable. It was like incredible the way this is put together. This is the highest level stuff coming out of Hollywood right now.
Wow.
And it's freaking series on Apple TV Plus. Like it's you know, it's weird that this is the state of Hollywood, but this is where we are, and it's so well done. It's just incredible. And who knew Ben Stiller had this in him? Like it blows me away. But the real recommendation I want to give to you is something that I didn't even know about until I came across it last night on Prime. That's a new Hellboy movie. Did you know they made another Hellboy movie?
I saw it was featured on some algorithm I was looking at, and I went, that's some guy that they made him look like Sons of Anarchy guy, like that.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of thought it didn't look promising.
It's not bad. I'll say I like
really?
it. I actually enjoyed it. I was like, I mean, I've seen I like the Hellboy movies. I even like the one with David Harbour. I think it's a little over CGI'd, but it's a pretty good movie. And so I thought, what the hell, I'll watch this. And it was pretty good. It's not your typical Hellboy movie. There's not a ton of like big fighting monsters and stuff. It's a bit of a slower story. It's more of a horror movie than anything else. It's written by Mike Mignola. So it's based on a miniseries of comics he did of Hellboy. So it's like a direct adaptation of a story from the comics. And it really feels like a very kind of small story. Like he's just like, it takes place before, it's like a prequel, I guess you could say. It takes place before all the other stuff that happens in the movies. It's like in 1959. So it's like 20 years after he was found or whatever. And it's really good. It's about witches, and then it becomes about zombies for a little bit. Not too many zombies, just a little bit of zombies. And then back to witches. And I really enjoyed it. And the guy is fine. Like it just kind of proves you don't need to have a big Hollywood guy to be Hellboy. He can just sit there and go and make and like smoke a cigarette and make grumbly comments, and he's fine. So I liked it.
Excellent.
Hellboy. It's called Hellboy: The Crooked Man, and the Crooked Man looks a lot like the Leprechaun.
Where did you stream it?
Prime. It's on Prime.
On Prime. Oh, that's where I saw it. Oh yeah, it's in the top 10 in Canada, I think.
Oh, apparently, whatever that means. Hey, you know what? I would have loved to have seen it in a theater, but nobody gave me that option because I didn't even know it existed until last night. So
isn't it amazing?
This is the state of things, Kenton. This is we don't even know when movies come out because I bet you didn't even get a theatrical release. It's Prime, so they probably put it directly to streaming, right? What's the point?
What I always point out to people is Harrison Ford is in 2 TV series right now that nobody even knows about. That nobody cares about. There's the Yellowstone spinoff.
Oh, I forgot about Yellowstone.
And then, nobody. And the other one's what's the other? I can't remember.
Shrinking.
Shrinking. The psychologist one. And we're in a world where like it used to be anything Harrison Ford does is noteworthy, and you must talk about it and see it quickly because everyone's going to be talking about it. And we're in a place where it's like, Harrison Ford. Oh well. Like, I think he could show up in Star Wars now and people would go like, okay. All right.
Well, they wouldn't believe it's him. They would think it's an AI CGI double of him or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, probably.
What about you? What do you got this week?
I'm going to recommend. Oh, look at me being an old man recommending something again on CBC Gem, which just isn't like me at all. But I heard there's a show called Families Like Ours, and I saw it everywhere. Everyone's like, "Go, you got to see Families Like Ours. It's so good." And I looked at it. I looked at the picture. I was like, "What is this? Some kind of teen romance drama?" Like I thought this doesn't look good. But I kept hearing, and then I think I don't know, in recent memory, the Globe and Mail then jumped on board. I was like, "This is the best show of all time." And I was like, "What the hell is this?" So I started watching it this week, and it is very good. I'm not done yet though, so I don't know how it ends, so no spoilers. But the first episode sets up the premise, which is we don't know when this is, but Denmark, and it's a Danish show. Denmark has gone broke. They cannot stop the water levels from rising. And so everybody's got to go. That's where they set it up. So it's kind of like apocalyptic in a way. But then the title's Families Like Ours. And it's also about kind of how one family is kind of dealing with the options that are available to them. And it kind of reminds me, HBO did a show called Years and Years about a dystopian future. This isn't like, this is a dystopian premise, but it's not like, I don't know where this goes, but it's family drama in a dystopian and what's about to be a dystopian future. So it's very well made. It's interesting. The first episode, it's definitely not a teen romance. Like, if you look at it, you would swear to God that that's what you're going to see. And I think even the write-up says something like, "A young woman decides to take matters into her own hands," or something like that. And you're like, "What?" Looking out a train window or something. You're like, "What?" So she takes a trip. Like, what? So Families Like Ours, I'm really enjoying it. But I've only watched 4 out of 7 episodes, so who knows where it goes, but I like it. On CBC Gem, of all things.
Very cool. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the Media Nerds. I'm Dan Vadabonker.
I'm Kenton Larson. Don't let the door hit you on the ass.